here about a bitch, or we need to talk some shit through, or this is what happened, he's more than free to do that. But any girl that comes to me and says, you know what your brother did, is getting battered in her shit.
But you was talking capital D type. You was identifying as trans water bottle. But you was really earbud packs.
Listen, me and Kiana have made it 21 years without going to jail behind that boy. Okay? We deserve this party.
Yeah, this is not for him.
Because it's been,
This party, because it's his
there's
birthday.
been plenty of times.
Not for him.
Yeah, there's been plenty of times where it was close.
Guys.
Yeah. She went away.
All right, cool.
No.
We need to address this. Because if Kiana tells one more motherfucker that I'm ugly, we gonna have a goddamn problem.
Let's be clear.
For y'all that do not know.
Okay, so this one will be fun. This one should be interesting. 50 mil. We're gonna go back to 50 mil because that seems to be the perfect number.
Okay.
And everybody with a disability is now healed. So if you are, if you have a refurbished ankle,
Won't God do it?
you recently need your ankle refurbished. If you have a mental disability, if you are, got a little limp, you got the little foot, whatever, little legs, whatever the case may be. If you are healed and you are perfectly normal, or 50 million.
Well, I'll go first. I'm gonna give up the 50 mil.
You'll give up the 50 million.
And not because I need another ankle. Clearly I can survive. But I would give up my 50 mil for Tyron.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was gonna come out to be.
Yeah, I would give up my 50 mil for Tyron. I would give up my 50 mil for my mom. I would give up my 50 mil for my grandma. So I think so. Because if it was just Tyron alone,
right,
I would give up the 50 mil. But I feel like in giving up that 50 mil on behalf of my baby, it also benefits those around me who I love as well. So my 50 mil can go.
Asylum.
I feel like all of us are fucked up anyway. So I don't think there's a respected person as far as disability or not disability. Because just because I feel like somebody's I guess more apparent disability is on the forefront, that it's any different than somebody's mental silent battle disability. So for me, I think I would rather see people more mentally healthy, more mentally strong, more physically. I don't think the money is a big deal for me, because the money can't buy. For me, the money can't buy shit. I would rather not have to deal with the battles. However, on the flip side of that, I'm kind of conflicted, because even in that, I feel like everybody's perfect in whatever way, capacity God saw fit to put them here.
When I heard the question, I had to think about it, and then Homeboy's answer was one of the dudes that asked was like, "Man," he was like, "As far as I'm concerned, everybody's normal." He was like, "You can't point to anybody and be like, now you fine." He's exactly. Like, well, Melissa was saying, we're like, everybody's got something. Like I get like, oh, you might have like, oh, it's something small, but like you fought a battle, or you fight a battle. There's something in the back of your mind or something like that where it's like, okay. And then I thought about what Kiana said, to the point where Kiana was talking about, because, do have a nephew or two that is, dealing with some stuff. I was like, all right, would I want them? And then I thought about both of them, and I'm like, they living good lives.
They are.
Because I strive to be the level of unbothered Tyron is. Like that. My boy,
all the time.
my
Zero.
boy,
Yeah.
ain't worried about nothing. Not nothing. If you don't want to go, he probably ain't. Uh, he set his mama up and went back to sleep. Like you
And
know how unbothered you gotta be.
to save his for his little ungrateful butt. No, let me get my shit back.
Exactly. You know how unbothered you gotta be to booby trap your mama and stay asleep.
That part.
You set your mama up to fail and didn't bat an eye. Bruh. Um, I, I want that. Like I want that. Even if even
I
when we were
agree.
even when
Yeah,
we were at his party and everybody was like, "Oh, it's cold. It's this." Man, that boy kicked off his kicks
it was
and was
gone.
on party. Everybody, we ain't ate. Nah, it ain't my problem. That's y'all issue. I got my toys. I got my iPad.
Yeah. No, I
Then
mean, like I said, I will give it up, but not to change him, so to speak.
right,
It just, for me, it just sucks to watch him have to navigate a world where people are so not understanding.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, and he's nonverbal, so he can't even say, "Hey, yo, fuck off." He may
He'll,
be, so I mean,
he'll get there.
he'll get there. He
He'll
got his
get there.
AAC device, and if y'all think I won't put a button that says "My mama
Yeah,
said fuck you"
yeah,
and come see her about it, I absolutely will. No, no harm, no foul. But I think so. My wanting to change the change for him is not about whom he is, so to speak. It's just so that,
the road he travels is different, so to speak.
yeah, because I
Yeah,
mean, he's a black man. At the end of the day, he's a black man. And black men can be articulate, they can be well paid, they can be well dressed, they can say, "Don't treat me like that." Hell, George Floyd said, "I can't breathe."
they
Like,
all said it.
like, stop. Like, so, and for him, I know that his battle will now be 2 to 3 times harder as a black man due to the characteristics of having autism.
Mm-hmm.
So, for me, giving up the 50 mil is not about Tyron's disability in itself, but
Right,
it's giving both of us a greater chance that he'll make it home every day.
right.
He can't say, "Hey, I have autism. I don't understand." They think he's just, you see how many autistic black males they kill. They just don't understand. Even
Right.
if they do understand, they can't verbalize that they understand, or they can't follow the commands as fast as being placed on them. So for me, like I said, I still want him to have this. I mean, he's my kid, so he'll probably still have the same level of, "I don't give a shit,"
Right,
But like I said, I just think that, and for me, it just increases both of our chances that he'll make it home every night. Because I know every black man that walks out the door every morning,
don't
I'm
make
sure
it.
they wonder, "Am I going to make it back?" I'm sure their moms wonder, "Am I going to make it back?" As a mom of a black male,
Mm-hmm.
there's a whole nother level of stress that goes on top of all the things that we already deal with. Um, so like I said, so my wish for Tyron, I mean, because he's perfect. The Lord created him in his image, and that's who he decided Tyron would be. And I think they gave me the right child. He ain't interested in socializing with other kids. I don't have to socialize with other parents. He don't want to do all this stuff. We can stay in the house, eat cheese, and do nothing, and both of us are
Happy.
fucking
Also happy.
content, happy as a lark. What y'all doing? Nothing. And
Absolutely.
we are in our element, and it works for us. So, I'm perfectly content, and I know that giving up the 50 mil may change all of that, because now he may want to socialize. He may want to go on play dates. He want to have friends over. He's going to care about things like money. Tyron could care that money, doesn't care that money exists, because apparently his mama and Jesus paid it all, because anything he wants, here we are. But like I said, just to give him a better chance to exist in the world that has a hard, or either has a hard time or doesn't want to
Understand?
acknowledge, yeah, where he is as a human. And so until the world changes for Black men, hell, Black people in general, um, that's my motive behind giving up that 50 mil. I can have my son till the Lord calls him home versus some random idiot decides he needs to go because he doesn't understand or because he can't respond.
Right. With that said, well, I mean, because I also have another nephew who's got the deals with the same thing, but he's kind of different. He's not nonverbal, but
Yeah.
what he does is like he's basically he's good at jujitsu, he's good at music, he's good at acting. He just got really good at cooking. I'm like, bruh, I can't even bring my girl around here. He's a freshman in high school. You want to steal somebody's wife, like, bruh.
Right.
But it's all because he's quote unquote don't work like everybody else.
Mhm.
I wished we worked like he did.
Yeah.
He make music, he do everything, and I'm like, but he somehow is the one y'all going, oh, he different. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You got 19 different talents.
Yeah. But they can't pass that they can't see past the stigmatism of what being an autistic is and what normal is. Like, my child's completely normal. Have you seen him? 10 fingers, 10 toes. What's unnormal about him? Like, they're normal people. They're highly intelligent. A lot of them don't talk or don't do different things because their brain is moving 85 times faster than the normal human brain. They can't get it all out. Hell, my brain moves, and some days I be standing here like, what was I finna say? What was I finna do? So I can just imagine my brain going like this all the time and having to be able to articulate that to the outside world. Like, they're very dope humans. But people don't see that. It's like, I don't know who I was talking to. I was saying, like, when I was young, when I was in high school, they put all of the special needs children together in one room at the end of K Hall.
I was about to say, yeah, I couldn't remember which hall it was in, but
it was K Hall. And nobody knew what the hell went on in that classroom, but you knew that's where they all were. You know, and so it's like, yeah.
That's what it's so candy. I don't know what that was about.
Yeah, so it's like, they're all with people whom are similar to themselves, and then we're all in other rooms with people similar to ourselves, but it never teaches all of us how to integrate and exist together. I mean, now, like Tyron School, they don't have special education classes, one band, one sound. All of the children are in inclusive classrooms. And some schools are moving toward that, but like a lot of the school districts won't move toward that. So it's like they like educational segregation and they think it's okay.
But you know why I think that's a good idea? And like, I'm not opposed to ours because I think the difference is like, I think this is a generational difference. We got way another trouble. But it's a generational difference. Whereas like me and you, when we were there, we saw them, but we were like, it's whatever. They go to school with us. It's not a big deal. Like, you understood, you had empathy.
Yeah.
Whereas now, because your child is the most important thing, and it's always your child is the most important thing, your child can't comprehend anything that doesn't reflect him or it.
Yeah.
So there is no kind of like empathy, but even amongst kids, like, it's a very rare thing to see a child that doesn't already have this preconceived notion. So I think with that idea is a lot better because, like you said, most kids now have been raised to be like, oh, my precious thing doesn't do anything wrong. It's like, nah, your kid crazy too. But I think that's part of it because there might have been a joke or two made, but we would never do anything to them. And we always were like, oh, we're just making this is a quick joke. Yeah. But there ain't no real difference from them to me, from you and me. It's just they said truthfully, I think a lot of it is y'all got diagnosed, we didn't.
That's true. It's absolutely true. But
that's 100% true.
I think
Y'all got diagnosed, or even if we did get diagnosed, a lot of our parents, especially when you talk about it, a lot of our black parents were like,
black parents,
nah,
nah,
ain't nothing wrong with that boy.
you're not going to put no label on my child.
Yeah, he a little
He
different,
all
but
right.
he's
You're
fine.
not going to put a label on. You're not going to put a label on my child because I mean, they say like with Tyron, like I mean, there's no shame in it. Tyron has autism. You know, autism doesn't define Tyron. You know, but like I've had family members, they always trying to label our black children. Well, I don't have time to fight your label if him being whom he is going to get him the help he needs.
Right.
Like I don't understand that. But like I said, what you do with your kids, if you feel like a label is going to somehow deteriorate their quality of life, then fight the label by all means. But I can either spend my time fighting it or I can spend my time helping my son get the care that he needs so that he can be great. So, I mean, I think it depends on, and then also, like you were saying, like, but I find like with Tyring being in integrated classrooms, the children, even though parents are probably assholes, the children like learn to accept him. Like in his classroom, every morning they do like a morning check-in. They sit in the circle and the teacher checks in with everybody and they update each other and all these things. When Tyron, because he's not in there full time yet, because he just sensory wise can't handle it. But they know Tyron. They know that Tyron has autism. They know that autism means he has, he communicates in a different way, and he's more sensitive to certain things. So in the morning, so he can come in for check-in, even though he can't talk. He doesn't talk during check-in. They leave the lights down low, and the children whisper, just so that Tyron can be in the midst with them. He wants to be there and they want him to be there. But that comes from letting him be in there and letting them see who he is and get to know who he is. And I feel like for us, a lot of us, like you and I had home training and our moms would.
But that's the thing, that they're getting the ability to practice empathy. Like,
yeah, a lot of kids our age, like you and I had empathy, but I also knew if I did something stupid and I went home, my mom was going to knock me into the middle of next week.
There was also that.
And, you have some children whose parent, like you said, my child doesn't do anything wrong, especially in our generation. So they did pick on those children just because you didn't know these kids. You only seen them because they were down there. You knew they were different because they were in that classroom.
Right.
So that I feel, to me, to some degree, I feel like that separation sometimes with children who don't know how to act, it makes them a target. Like, yeah, they're different, but you've basically said right here are all the different people. So every time they go by this classroom, all the kids are looking in and peeking because they're just trying to see what these different humans are.
Yeah.
And they're not science experiments. They're just human, but and I get it. Sometimes they can't handle being in the environment, but like some school districts like HUSD doesn't give them a chance. See if they can go. If they can't, then okay, but instantly, nope, this class is for them. Well, how do you know they can't thrive over
there? Yeah. We're both products of that system, which is cold.
It's like I said, my kid has blossomed since I pulled him out of HUSD. Like like I said, I presume competence at all time, but Tyron can read, Tyron can spell, Tyron can do all of these things that he didn't do there because it wasn't a safe environment for him. I remember one day, Mika took him to school for me, and the teacher met Mika outside, looked at the other teacher and said, "Hey, can I get some assistance over here? Because Tyron's about to go into behavior." He hasn't done anything. He hasn't done anything. So why would you say that?
Right.
He's done nothing. And what does in behavior mean? Because behavior is it's a human thing. We're all in some form of behavior because humans behave. So what does that mean? He's acting like this because you're treating him this way. Like you want a show and he gonna give y'all bitches a circus because who the fuck you playing with?
Yeah.
But like I said, since he's been out of there, he's done remarkable just to be, with everyone else and to be able to socialize with everyone else and to have staff that understand inclusion and understanding differences are important. So, their system is still jacked up from 1912, but
with all that said, I'm still gonna take my 50 mil. Love them dearly, love them both dearly, but I'm gonna need my bands.
Well, you can afford advanced medical treatments for the both of them. So
I could.
You could. I mean, you could. Like I said, he's my kid, so I mean, I would give up my life and apparently my ankle on his behalf. So to me,
First of all, he took your ankle. That's he felt as if he owed you that ankle, and he had to get that about you.
Not to go to jail, but
because I should have snatched him out that bed. I'm crying. You finna come on too. Let's go.
Laying down there together.
One band, one sound.
That's so cold, but that's
so he lucky I let his ass sleep because I should have hobbled in there and snatched him to the ground. Now you down here crying too.
Same amount of weeks you on one leg. Make him learn
how to
everybody.
We're gonna learn this together.